Okay, so
Yeah.
rejection. So we talked about this a lot. Again, take home message, rejection of the sexual identity paradigm. We must once again separate desire from action from identity. These are three separate things, just like race, gender, and sexual behavior. Those are three separate things, right? Desire, action, and identity separate. We have to separate these. And we also have to bring back together sex, reproduction, marriage, morality, put those together, okay? Terminological implications. We should avoid identity-laden vocabulary like gay, LGBT, right? These are heavily identity-laden terms, or dignifying, quote unquote, who people are. Well, who are people, right? They're not their sexuality, especially as a Muslim. We dignify people as Muslims, right? So all this language about, dignifying who people are, right? And using sort of vocabulary that's laden with identity implications, especially, again, when we deal with the outside society, you should try to be careful of your vocabulary you use, but you have to negotiate. But inside the Muslim community, these are not terms that we should be using, which is why at the beginning of this talk, I put LGBTQ in quotation marks, because it's not a term that I, as a Muslim speaker, am using with an audience, whether Muslim audience, probably majority Muslim, but also non-Muslim audience, right? It's a term that I think needs to be problematized, right? And so that's why I put it in quotes, right? We should use descriptive terms instead, and adjectives, not nouns. So someone has homosexual feelings, experiences same-sex desires, very different from saying they are gay. And even in the medical field, they say so-and-so, has, has diabetes. They stop saying so-and-so is a diabetic. I mean, they've shifted in medical, right? Yeah, they shifted because you are a diabetic. I'm defining you according to your illness. No, you are a X person and you have diabetes, but you're not a diabetic, right? So we should also be, sensitive to that language use. I say no gay exceptionalism, either positive or negative. What do I mean by this? So pushing acceptance of LGBT acts in an Islamic environment, like schools, mosques, communities, and so forth, is just as unacceptable as pushing alcohol, zina, or anything else that's forbidden by the religion. There's no exception here, because again, we're not tying this to identity. Only when you tie it to identity do you have to see, that, right? And you see this also in the current society. For example, I was at a university once, and they're the gay pride student group. They were having a dance, right? And the advertisement for the dance, the poster, was, come to this pride dance, whatever, Saturday. And the picture on it was a drawing. It wasn't like a photograph. It was like Art Deco figures, like two men completely naked dancing. And the picture showed everything right down to the very bottom of the groin, as far as you could go possibly, without showing like the organ. So, I mean, clearly the people are meant to be shown like dancing naked. And I think if that were just any other student group, like the Latino club or the, whatever, or the dance club, and they showed like a man and a woman dancing who were like naked on the poster, you'd be like, what? Like, what kind of dance is this? Like, why are the people naked on the poster, right? They wouldn't be considered acceptable. But if it's a pride parade or like an LGBT dance, that's perfectly like, there's like an exceptionalism here that, okay, yeah, you can have very provocative or kind of images that would otherwise be considered lewd and inappropriate, but because, you're basically defining your identity by this, well, we're not going to say anything. And so there's kind of an exceptionalism. So we should not accept that as Muslims, right? We have a moral standard and we stick to that. At the same time, so there's no like positive gay exceptionalism, but also not negative. So again, and I say this to Muslims of probably a more traditional bent, or people who they consider themselves like, okay, well, we're firm and hardcore on this issue. Be careful, right? As I said before, you might be more impacted by the modern Western paradigm than you yourself imagine. Merely having and faithfully struggling with same-sex desires or gender identity issues also does not merit any particular stigma or singling out. Someone comes to you, you're a friend, I've known you for so long, I have this big thing I want to share with you, it's so difficult for me. You don't just, go away. No, this person's coming, they made themselves very vulnerable. You help them, you embrace them, you support them, right? And you don't specifically stigmatize them for something that they don't, did not bring upon themselves and are not morally responsible for, right? We're not talking about people who are pushing the actions or advocating. We're talking about someone who feels a desire and is struggling with it, right? We don't have a particular, particular stigma or singling out for this, or say, oh, that's the gay brother, whatever. No, gay brother, okay, now you're a Western, modern Western. Don't tell me you're a traditional Muslim and you say gay Muslim. Well, what do you mean gay? Say that in Arabic. Tell me that in classical Arabic. I don't have a word for it. I don't have a word for gay. I don't. There's no word that covers, identifying a person based on sexual feelings. It doesn't exist. I can only name people who are doing things, or gender, male, female, so forth. Okay.